Okay, my wonderful friends, this is Roger Spur one more time, Mudfossil University, talking about giants as I have frequently. And this is in Hamden, Connecticut, just outside of New Haven. It's called the Sleeping Giant. Now, it's not just because it's laying here and looks like a giant. It's because this was what was told to everyone through history, that this was Hobbomok. And I have the evidence to show that this literally is a sleeping giant. Now, I live about 15 miles from here, and I have giants all over my property, DNA certified, no question whatsoever they're real. The fingerprints are still on the fingers. The fingernail is still on the finger. So, the point is here that I need somebody to do a documentary on this. Because I have the evidence, I have DNA, CAT scans, I have the giants, and this was real. And I know the chemistry, and I know how to prove it's real. And it's very, very simple. No one can deny it once it's been done with a drone and on-site, collect some samples, analyze the samples, whatever. The anatomy's there. You can't miss the anatomy once you know what to look for and to understand how these rocks transitioned. All right, simple as that. Now, I'm going to just quickly show you the history of this Hobbomok. And I live in the same town where he has said to have stamped his feet and moved the Connecticut River. Okay, I'm just going to tell you quickly. The legend of Hobbomok is about a giant stone giant. I mean giant. Approximately a couple miles tall, I would say, around that area. And he was the protector of the earth, and he made all the people take care of the earth. Then he went away and to try to make everybody else understand how to take care of the earth. When he came back, he saw that they had ruined the earth. He got really upset and started to go insane, trying to kill everybody and destroy the whole place. And he stamped his foot in the Connecticut River, turned the whole Connecticut River backwards for a little stretch. And I live right in the same area where that is. I live right down the road from here, basically. And I have giants all over my property. Here's the DNA tests, and here's some of the samples. Okay, this goes quite a ways back, 2015. And I had this all DNA tested with PCR DNA extraction, 3 samples done. I extracted the stuff and sent it off to Michigan to have them tested. They did not extract it. I extracted it. I have the samples here. I'm willing to have them tested. Nobody's been able to dispute anything I say. And this was a very, very high quality test. It was kind of expensive. And there was 3 samples done. And all 3 of them came back human mitochondrial DNA. 2 of them were very dense. 1 of them was not so dense. And I understand why, because that one I was doing a little experiment on to see if I could get DNA from something that was really eroded. And it was not nearly as good as the not eroded ones. No. So the 3 of them came back all human, and all this stuff. And it says here, where's excellent quality DNA was obtained from the 36-inch sample and the lung sample. The lung is right here. This lung is the size of us, about the same size as us. All right. Now I also took from a hand. And the finger is here. I have the whole palm. I can't obviously lift up the palm. It's 36 inches wide. That's the fingertip. And then I took one from another one, which was even bigger. And this is all certified. This was from a lab. The Helix Biolab, lab director, Tom Pachenko, signed it. I talked with him about it. He said, just make sure that they understand that he did not extract the samples. He took what I extracted and did the test. This is the report. All right, that's the hand that I took. This is the fingertip that goes with this hand. That's the whole palm, and there's no question what it is. And there's a lot to be tested here. I'd like to see what the grip skin consists of. You see the part that's peeling? That's what's called grip skin. That's a little tendon. This is the bumper pad that runs right on your hand. Same thing. This is a left hand. This is where the thumb goes. That's this thing goes now 36 inches wide, so it's huge. Now the bigger one is the finger from the much bigger one in this. The finger tip itself is almost as wide as that whole thing. You see that? That's grip skin. That's the skin that's on a finger, on the fingertip. It's a thick pad of special skin, keratinized cells. That's why that silver look was on the palm of the hand. It has the same sort of thing. It's called grip skin. And that's where that fingerprints came off of, this fingertip. That's a fingertip. And I think it's all about 36 inches. I said 36 inches. I don't know, somewhere around there. That's the bone that's in the back, bumps up against the next bone. That's the blood supplies. This is literally the fingernail, and it's well coiffed. The guy was in pretty good shape. He had nice fingerprints, nice fingernail. I mean, you know, living life what you call large. All right, so here's my point. I need somebody to get a hold of me and do a documentary on this. I have all the evidence. I have all the specimens. I have the DNA tests. I have the CAT scans. I have everything here. Everything's here. There's nothing to do. It just needs to be presented in a very palatable way. I'm just sort of I sling it out there, whatever. I'm just doing research. That's all I care about. I want to find out what the real story is. But I just can't get it out to people. I just can't get it out there because they just want to see a lot of music and this and that, and I don't do that. So somebody's going to have to come along with the flowery stuff and throw the good stuff in there and make it palatable, and then we can get people to understand reality. Because right now it's just dismissed. It's just dismissed. I mean, you know, this is not just something that's exciting and spectacular and oh boy and oh, isn't this exciting? Oh, this is fabulous. And people say that all the time. Oh, I love this. I can't get enough of this. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of meaning here. It's not just, you know, fun and games. Not to me. I guess everybody takes things the way they want to take them. But to me, I want to know what the reality was. And without examining the reality, without being able to discuss it with the people that make you say the things that they tell you to say to become educated, you're never going to be educated. You're only going to be just a minion. You're just going to be somebody that does what they tell you to do. And if you don't do that, they will ruin your life. Now it's time to stop that. Just time to stop it. So we need to have a documentary where it makes it so obvious that what these things are that I am showing are really real. And they have real meaning. Now what that meaning is, I actually don't know. I have no idea at this point. I'm just trying to understand what we're looking at. And then how does that really play into the story of history? The story of history is very, very, very entangled. But there is some common threads. And you have to work through those threads and get all the rest of the stuff out of the way and bring the threads together, and then they all tie up in a little knot. Case is closed.